So this is our Ford Fiesta. I don't know if you heard about this, but Ford Motor Company contacted me and said, hey, how'd you like a brand new Ford Fiesta for the summer? And I was like, well, what's not to like about that? So as part of the deal, they're giving us this car for 6 months. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna tell people about it on Twitter and on Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited about it.
BG.
I'll try this again. So anyway, thank you Ford, and thank you for the people who put this all together, especially Jenny, and she knows who she is. She's the one that made it all happen. But all the beekeeping stuff is in the car, so we're gonna get it out, go to work.
I bet it's the only Fiesta that has beehives in the back.
Yeah, and it's gonna have Labradors very soon, but I gotta cover all the carpet before we put the dogs in there. I don't think Ford wants a car back full of Labrador hair, so.
They might.
Very cool. You know, my trucks don't have this, so it's like, pops open, like that.
Your truck's door doesn't even shut.
Yeah, well, bungee cord to fix that. But here we go, we got all sorts of new equipment here. Look at this. We are going to have two different kinds of frames in our hive. We're going to have plastic comb for the honey supers, in other words, the boxes that hold frames for honey production. And then we're going to use beeswax for the brood foundation. In other words, where the bees are going to raise their young, the frames are going to have beeswax on them. And there's a lot of, you know, every beekeeper has about 10 different opinions about what to use where. But this is what our teacher suggested, so this is what we're doing. Okay?
So there.
Yeah. Now, on the greenhouse site, there's a beekeeping section, and a bunch of new beekeepers and some experienced ones are there, so you could come check that out. We're going to be using two different kinds of frames. We're going to be using a wedge top frame, and they come like this, and you pop off this piece of wood here. Well, you could probably cut it, would be better. So we'll cut off this piece of wood.
And it's supposed to come out like that?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out like that, and then we just clean this up. Let's take that piece of wood out of there. All frames are going to have a groove bottom. We're not using a split bottom frame or a wedge bottom, just a groove bottom frame like this. All right, what you want is you want some wood glue, and you want...
Is that different from Gorilla Glue?
Yeah, do not use Gorilla Glue. I've been told not to use polyurethane glues, so. I love Gorilla Glue for other things, so. I also have my brad nailer.
It's purple.
And it works. But you can use a tack hammer as well. So I'm going to take the wedge top, and we're going to take just a little bit of glue. Too much glue and the glue doesn't work, but that's even a little too much there. So you take that and spread that glue around. You don't want to glop it on, you just want a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit too much actually. And that presses in like that. See, the fact that glue's coming out, that's a little bit too much glue, I think.
Is that bad for the bees, or it's just wasteful?
It's wasteful, and the glue is less efficient that way.
On the outside.
Because what you're trying to do is get the wood to bind to itself, and you got too much glue in there, it gets in the way. And then you want to nail this from the sides. Don't nail it from the top. Because if you nail it from the top, when you're scraping your hives, your scraper is going to hit the nail head every time, okay? If you have big fingers like I do, you can use a little needle nose. See, I split it already. You can also use, this is called a brad nail set. It's about a $6 tool. You can buy this at the hardware store. It has a little hole in here, and the nail goes in here. And then if you're going to put in a piece of wood, you put it like this, and you press down, and then it sets the finished nail in there. If you have a nail gun, I call this a nail gun, it's called a brad nailer. Oh. I have to turn on the compressor. So, All right, we have air power now, so let's go back to this. These brad nailers are inexpensive.
And loud.
And it shoots in right in there. That's a great thing.
Is it solid?
Yeah, this ain't going. It's not going anywhere. I mean, the glue is actually holding it more than anything. The nails add some strength, but then, you know, if you're not careful, you split like that. We have the. This is actually the top and the sides. Now we'll put on the bottom. Okay, so this again is our groove bottom. That's going to go here.
The groove faces in.
Right. So the bottoms we nail from the side. So now we're going to lay in the foundation. And by the way, you notice these are a little broken here. They got a little cracked from us moving them.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that.
The bees will fix it.
The bees will fix that. So this is just kind of tricky to get in. There'll be a gap in each side here. You know, you can see through.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's okay. And this goes in here and is going to hold the wire. So that angled wire is going to go between the two pieces of wood like that. I'm not going to use the nail gun on this because we're going to want to be able to pull these back out again. And then with the nail gun, they're a little hard to get out. So I'm just going to tap these in with a tap hammer. All right, so there you go. This is a wood frame with a beeswax foundation, a beeswax wired foundation. Oh, I forgot. We forgot the side nails. So these pins, you can see they have a slot in them. They're going to go in from the side and hold the beeswax foundation. It basically makes it a lot stronger. They used to run wires back and forth, and people still do that. They run wires across the frame, but I like these pins, and so does my teacher, so that's what we're going to use. There you go. All right, pretty simple. Now we're going to do the plastic foundation. This also just comes as a complete plastic frame as well. Again, more, I don't know, people have very different opinions about this, but this is what we're going to use. This is what our teacher suggested, okay? This is going to be a little different in that this is a groove top. There's no wedge in here. So this has to go in here, and then we build this around this. Not much glue at all. There we go. Okay, so there you go. You've got your beeswax foundation and your plastic foundation. We're going to get our package of bees. We're going to hide the package. We'll make videos of that. And we're set to go. All right. So come to the greenhouse. We have a BeeHive beekeeping discussion section on the site. Some knowledgeable people, and then there's people like me who think they know what they're doing. So, all right. Have a great day. We'll see you later.